And we're back from the break. So, Marvin, you were talking to us about the leadership level, and I just found it fascinating how you mentioned that it's not until you really drill down, and it sounded like maybe 3 or 4 levels, until you reach the woman, especially the black woman, right?
Yes.
That level.
Yes.
So I'm just thinking, Tamika, that must have been, a wonderful opportunity for you to be able to see with the leadership level and for them to help you get to where you wanted to go.
Yeah. I learned so much on just that one project. Everything from marketing, finance, how to put deals together, construction, peers, working with the city. We had a 20-year tax abatement. So I learned all about tax abatements. I learned so much on credits. You name it. Everything we had to do from beginning to end, I was on that project. So I can't even explain to people when people are like, well, how did you get into real estate? How do you know all these different things about real estate? I did it. I literally was on the ground. And I sold the first $200,000 home or something that was done there. And people were like, you'll never sell a $200,000 home in that neighborhood. I'm like, you guys don't understand the neighborhood and what, people want. They want new construction. They want ranch homes. They want brand new. And so it was probably the best experience for me in real estate, in my real estate career, because I was challenged every day with something. And it wasn't just about a buyer or a seller. It were all the people that played into that transaction. So I'd say 50 people from beginning to end on a transaction, including dealing with city and politicians and, everything on there. And so contract negotiations, everything. It was great.
I would love to do. That's the real stuff that we don't hear about or get the opportunity to see.
Yeah.
I've never had that opportunity.
That's why I tell people now. They say, what do you do? I'm a developer. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I can be a developer. I know how to put the pieces together. I know how to put the, people and financing and creative financing to kind of get deals done and that kind of thing. So,
and when you're on the city level, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
The city level has got so many more hands.
Yeah.
And so many more chiefs that are going on.
And the politics and the politics. Right. And
Amen.
all of the politics come into play there as well. And so, me being blind to it also probably
helped a lot
because I didn't know. I'd knock on a door. Yeah. Oh, no, I need to talk to you. No, we can't. Yeah, you do.
I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah, right. I don't know. So it just, and Don Kelly, who was the builder and developer on the project by the time I got there, was really instrumental. It was like our weekly meetings. This is what you have to do. And then we would go over to BEU and it's like, okay, we need the 20-year tax abatement. It's like, okay, so that's not just a form. No, it has to do this and it has to go here. And just understanding master plan development was huge, and I'm brand new to Kansas City at the time. And so master plan, say, what's all of this got, going on?
You see my eyes
over here?
Glossing over because I'm over here shaking my head like,
Yeah, but that's all the stuff I learned.
Right.
That's what makes it awesome.
But you're not alone. When you start talking about the city being involved and you have private money involved, private developers, you're dealing with an institution such as a BU, which is a not-for-profit. So you have this, what they call this triple P or public-private partnership going on.
Okay.
But those are the most lucrative deals that are typically underwritten by some government agency. In our case, the city of Kansas City, but the county. It's actually invested in some of those projects, as well as the Kansas City, Missouri School Districts, the Parks Department, because anytime you abate the property tax, you have to think about who are the recipients of those property taxes. It's those taxing jurisdictions. And so they essentially have an investment in those projects, and it makes those deals, by giving the tax abatement, it makes those deals cash flow. But we also should make sure there's an opportunity for other developers to come into the marketplace instead of the traditional big names that we see all the time. So we really want to make some inroads there at BEU.
So here's a question for you. If we have listeners and viewers right now this is sparking something with them. They're going, this sounds exciting. This sounds like what you did, Tamika. This is something I'd really like to get involved with. How do they do that? Is it something where they just can get in contact with you and then you can put them in touch with the right person and they go from there? Do you need to have a real estate license to do this?
Actually you don't.
Good to know. See, I mean,
you need to partner with people who have the
Right.
expertise.
Okay.
And so one thing that has helped me all of my life is being able to network and partner with the right people.
Sure.
And in doing so, that's what has landed me in this particular position. I think that if we are to really create a critical mass and a wide cadre of developers, we've got to be open to building relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So that means working with the Urban Land Institute, working with the CCIM to diversify their members, and working even with some of the larger organizations such as a Newmark Grubb Zimmer or a Block and Company, and so forth, so that we can have the capacity to bring projects to light. We're fortunate that BEU has a 48-year history of economic development. And I just found out mid-year last year that BEU played a critical role in the development of the Sunfresh there in Westport.
Really?
Never would have imagined that we did that. But we've also gone on to play a role in the creation of Centennial Villas, a 46-unit senior living facility at 18th and Woodland. Another senior living facility on 24th and Vine Street. Bethel Manor. The Vine Street Lofts, we played a part in that. Stonegate Meadows, that's just off of I-70 on the eastern side of I-70 there. I should say the south side of I-70 there, going towards the Walmart. We participated in the renovation of it, multi-million dollar project. So we have a wide history of projects and experience, and it would be nice to bring other folks along and even bring your common everyday worker into the investment side of some of the projects that we have going on in the South Vine. Typically, when you have the larger multi-million dollar, let's say a $20 million project, and we have in the South Vine, we have a $28 million, 108-unit apartment complex. It's mixed use, market rate, ground floor tenant, anchor tenant is a grocery store. Well, in that project, it would be nice if we could have some community investment from just your average ordinary person that's able to participate in the long-term residual dollars that come along in that project.
Okay, so this is a good question for you. So tell me what that looks like. You have a magic wand. You can choose your perfect person. And so I want you to think about that before, because we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to hear what your magic wand says to you. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a break. This is Real Estate Matters with Tamika Bryan and Christy Porter on Smart Companies Thinking Bigger Radio and TV25. We'll be right back.